हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी माता जी, आप सभी भक्तों का आज के भगवान राम जन्म के प्राकट्य उत्सव में स्वागत है। बहुत ही विशेष दिन है। भगवान की कृपा होती है तो ही हम उनके प्राकट्य दिवस में शामिल हो सकते हैं। जैसा हमको मालूम है कि भगवान राम का प्राकट्य त्रेता युग के अंदर हुआ था और भगवान राम मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम के नाम से जाने जाते हैं। मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम के नाम से इसलिए जाने जाते हैं क्योंकि जब भगवान राम जितने भी समय इस धरती पर रहे और उन्होंने अपनी लीलाएं करी, उन्होंने दिखाया कि एक आदर्श पुत्र को कैसे व्यवहार करना चाहिए, आदर्श राजा कैसा होना चाहिए, आदर्श पति कैसा होना चाहिए, आदर्श मित्र कैसा होना चाहिए। और भगवान के 6 वैभव होते हैं, 6 ऐश्वर्य होते हैं, नॉलेज, वेल्थ, ब्यूटी, पावर्स, फेम, रेनुंसिएशन। तो भगवान के जब अलग अलग अवतार होते हैं तो भगवान अलग अलग अवतारों में अपने किसी विशेष वैभव का विशेष रूप से प्रदर्शन करते हैं। तो जो भगवान राम का प्राकट्य हुआ तो उन्होंने अपना जो फेम, प्रसिद्धि, उस वैभव का विशेष रूप से प्रदर्शन किया। भगवान कृष्ण का प्राकट्य होता है तो उस समय वो जितने 6 के 6 वैभव हैं उसको प्रकट करते हैं। लेकिन जो भगवान राम का प्राकट्य हुआ तो उन्होंने जो उनका विशेष वैभव है, 6 वैभव में से वह है फेम, प्रसिद्धि। उसको उन्होंने दिखाया कि किस तरह से अगर एक आदर्श पुत्र बने, आदर्श राजा बने, आदर्श पति बने तो उनका प्रसिद्धि किस तरह से होती है। और भगवान राम के बारे में उनकी लीलाओं का वर्णन हमको विशेष रूप से 2 जगह मिलता है। वाल्मीकि जी ने विशेष रूप से उनका वर्णन किया है बहुत विस्तार से। उसके अंदर 24,000 श्लोक हैं। लेकिन जब कलयुग का प्राकट्य हुआ तो उस समय सभी लोगों को संस्कृत समझ में नहीं आता था। तो उस समय कहा जाता है कि तुलसी जो वाल्मीकि जी हैं तुलसीदास जी के रूप में प्रकट हुए और उन्होंने भगवान राम की लीलाओं का एक सरल भाषा में वर्णन किया। लेकिन प्रभुपाद जी ने हमको बताया है कि हमको विशेष रूप से वाल्मीकि जी रामायण के अंदर भगवान की लीलाओं का श्रवण कीर्तन करना चाहिए, क्योंकि रामचरितमानस के अंदर कई जगह तुलसीदास जी ने भगवान के निराकार रूप का वर्णन किया है। तो अगर हमको भगवान के साकार रूप और निराकार रूप के बारे में बराबर जानकारी नहीं है तो हम रामचरितमानस के अंदर से भगवान के निराकार रूप को ले सकते हैं, जिसके अंदर बहुत ज्यादा कलेश है, जैसे भगवान ने भगवद गीता के अंदर बताया। लेकिन तुलसीदास जी ने भगवान राम के प्राकट्य का बहुत सुंदर वर्णन किया है रामचरितमानस के अंदर। उसके ऊपर थोड़ी सी चर्चा करेंगे और उसके बाद में वाल्मीकि जी रामायण के अंदर एक प्रसंग है, उसके ऊपर चर्चा करेंगे और देखेंगे भगवान राम हमें क्या संदेश देना चाहते हैं। तो तुलसीदास जी अपने रामचरितमानस के अंदर भगवान राम के प्राकट्य का वर्णन करते हैं। तो उस समय कहते हैं कि योग लगन ग्रह बार तिथि सकल भय अनुकूल चर अरु अचर हर्ष जुत राम जन्म सुख मूलन। तो सबसे पहली चीज बताते हैं कि भगवान राम का जब प्राकट्य होने वाला था उस समय क्या हुआ। उस समय योग लगन ग्रह बार तिथि है कि जब भी किसी व्यक्ति का प्राकट्य होता है संसार में, भगवान एक साधारण व्यक्ति नहीं है, वो व्यक्ति भी नहीं, असाधारण व्यक्ति भी नहीं है, भगवान इस भगवान है। तो जब भी संसार में किसी का भी जन्म होता है तो उस समय उसके भविष्य के बारे में बताने के लिए हमें देखना होता है कि उसका योग क्या है, किस लगन में उसका जन्म हुआ, किस ग्रहों की क्या दिशा थी और कौन सा दिन था और कौन सा वार था। दिन मतलब जैसे रविवार, सोमवार, और तिथि मतलब दिन क्या था। अगर ये सब अनुकूल हो तो उस व्यक्ति का भविष्य बहुत अच्छा होता है, वो व्यक्ति बहुत ज्यादा भाग्यवान होता है। लेकिन इसमें बताया गया, तुलसीदास जी बताते हैं कि जब भगवान का प्राकट्य होने वाला था तो योग लगन ग्रह बार तिथि, ये जो पांचों के पांचों चीजें थी, इन सब ने अपनी जो सर्वोत्तम स्थिति थी उसको धारण कर लिया, वो अनुकूल हो गए। क्यों? क्योंकि भगवान का अनुकूल क्यों हुए? भगवान के लाभ के लिए नहीं है, भगवान के कल्याण के लिए नहीं, वह अपने कल्याण के लिए इन सब ने योग लगन ग्रह बार तिथि, सब लोगों ने अपनी अपनी जो सर्वोत्तम स्थिति थी उसको धारण कर लिया। तो तुलसीदास ये बताना चाहते हैं कि जहाँ पर भी भगवान राम रहते हैं, उनका प्राकट्य होता है, तो वहां पर किसी भी तरह के ग्रह का प्रभाव नहीं होता है। और प्रभुपाद जी विशेष रूप से श्रीमद् भागवतम के 7वें स्कंद में बताते हैं, जो प्रहलाद महाराज के बारे में चर्चा करते हैं, वो श्लोक में ही दिया गया है कि कृष्णा इटसेल्फ इज अ ग्रह। हमको बहुत सारे ग्रहों के नाम मालूम है, लेकिन हमको ये नहीं मालूम कि कृष्णा भी एक ग्रह है। तो प्रभुपाद जी बताते हैं कि प्रहलाद वॉज इन्फ्लुएंस्ड बाय कृष्ण ग्रह, दैट्स व्हाई अदर ग्रहस डिड नॉट हैव एनी अफेक्ट ऑन हिम। सो इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ फेथ। प्रभुपाद कहते हैं कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस, वी मस्ट हैव द फेथ, फर्म फेथ इन कृष्णा। इफ वी हैव द फर्म फेथ इन कृष्णा, देन द ग्रहस विल हैव वेरी लिमिटेड अफेक्ट ऑन अस। रावण खुद शनि को अपने पैरों के नीचे रख के बैठता था। नाउ हु इज ग्रेटर बिटवीन रावण एंड रामा? Certainly Rama is greater than Ravana. But even Ravana, an Asura, has a power to subdue Shani Graha. So why not Lord Rama will have the power to subdue the effects of all the grahas. So Yog Lahan Grah Bharatiti Sakal Bhay Anukul Char Aru Achar Harsh Jut Ram Janam Sukh Moolan. और भगवान के जन्म से पहले जितने भी चर अचर जीव थे वो सभी को बहुत ज्यादा आनंद हुआ, सभी को बहुत ज्यादा खुशी मिली और सभी के अंदर से स्वाभाविक आनंद प्रकट हुआ। क्यों? क्योंकि राम जन्म सुख मूल, कि भगवान राम का जन्म सुख मूल, वो सारे सुखों की जड़ है। कि जहाँ पर भी भगवान राम का प्राकट्य होता है और भगवान राम प्रकट होते हैं वहां पर सभी सुख अपने आप प्रकट हो जाते हैं। जन्म सुख मूल, कि जैसे एक पेड़ का जो जड़ होती है उसके जड़ से सारी चीजों का विस्तार होता है, तो ऐसे ही जो सुखों की जो जड़ है वो जड़ क्या है? भगवान राम का प्राकट्य है। और कलयुग में भगवान राम का प्राकट्य कैसे होता है? कलयुग में भगवान राम का प्राकट्य उनके नाम कीर्तन से होता है। कि जहाँ पर भी भगवान राम के नाम का कीर्तन है वहां पर सारे सुखों का मूल है, सारे सुखों की जड़ है। और ऐसा क्यों है? अगर हम इसको भौतिक उदाहरण से देखें तो अगर हम इफ यू स्क्वीज एन ऑरेंज, अगर हम ऑरेंज को स्क्वीज करें तो क्या आएगा? ऑरेंज का जूस आएगा। अगर नींबू को स्क्वीज करें तो नींबू का जूस आएगा, मैंगो को स्क्वीज करें मैंगो का जूस आएगा। तो ऐसे ही भगवान क्या है? भगवान क्या? वो आनंद का भंडार है। अगर हम उसको स्क्वीज करें, उनके पीछे पड़ जाए हम, तो क्या होगा? जो निकलेगा वो सिर्फ सुख ही सुख निकलेगा। लेकिन हम लोग क्या भगवान के पीछे नहीं जाते? हम लोग क्या जो सुख होता है अपने प्रयासों से सुख ढूंढने का प्रयास करते हैं, तो इसलिए हमको सुख नहीं मिलता हमको, है ना। तो यहाँ पे तुलसीदास जी बता रहे हैं कि भगवान राम के जन्म के समय योग लगन ग्रह भारती सभी ने अपनी अपनी उत्तम स्थिति धारण कर ली और सभी जीवों को स्वाभाविक रूप से आनंद हुआ। क्यों? क्योंकि भगवान राम का जन्म ही सारे सुखों की मूल है, सारे सुखों की जड़ है। और भगवान राम का जन्म कब हुआ? नवमी तिथि मधुमास पुनीता शुक्ल पक्ष अभिजीत हरिप्रीता मध्य दिवस अति शीतन घामा पावन काल लोक विश्राम। कि नवमी तिथि थी मधुमास पुनीता। ये जो मास चल रहा है इसको मधुमास कहते हैं कि इस महीने में शहद ज्यादा आता है। और शुक्ल पक्ष इट इज अ ब्राइट पीरियड। अभिजीत हरिप्रीता, और मुहूर्त कौन सा था? अभिजीत मुहूर्त, सबसे उत्तम मुहूर्त अभिजीत मुहूर्त था। और यह मुहूर्त भगवान को विशेष रूप से प्रिय है। और कौन सा समय था? मध्य दिवस अति शीतन घामा, और मध्य दिवस था, दोपहर का समय था। और दोपहर के समय ना ज्यादा गर्मी थी ना ज्यादा सर्दी थी। और जो ऐसा मौसम था वो कैसा मौसम था? सारे लोग को विश्राम, वो शांति देने वाला था। शीतल मंद सुर भी बाहु हर्षित सुर संतन मन चाहु वन कुसुमित गिरि मन मनि आरा श्रवहि सकल सरिता अमृत धारा। तो भी यहाँ पर तुलसीदास जी जो प्रकृति की क्या स्थिति है उसका वर्णन करते हैं कि प्रकृति की स्थिति क्या थी कि शीतल मंद सुरभि बह बाहु, कि एक शीतल मंद, शीतल का अर्थ होता है कि ना ज्यादा बहुत ज्यादा सर्द, बहुत ज्यादा ठंडी, ना बहुत ज्यादा गर्म है। तो इस तरह की शीतल हवा बह रही थी। सारे वन में फल और फूल अपने आप ही बाहर निकल गए। और फल और फूलों की बात नहीं है, जितनी पर्वत के अंदर क्या होता है? पर्वत के अंदर मणियां होती है, तो पर्वत के अंदर जितनी मणियां थी वह भी स्वयं पर्वतों से बाहर आ गई। क्यों? क्योंकि ये सब भगवान का स्वागत करना चाहते थे और भगवान का दर्शन भी करना चाहते थे। और इसके साथ साथ जितने भी देवता थे और साधु जन, वह भी उनके सबके मन में बहुत ज्यादा प्रसन्नता और उत्साह था। सो अवसर विरंची जब जाना चले सकल सुर साजी विमाना गगन बिमल संकुल सुर यूथा गावहि गुण गंधर्व बरूथा। और जब ब्रह्मा जी को इसके बारे में ज्ञात हुआ कि भगवान राम का प्राकट्य होने वाला है, तो ब्रह्मा जी सभी देवताओं के साथ भगवान का स्वागत करने के लिए अपने अपने देवलोक से धरती की तरफ प्रस्थान करने को चले। और तुलसीदास जी बताते हैं कि कितने देवता धरती पर आए? इतने आए कि पूरा आकाश देवताओं से भर गया। क्यों? क्योंकि जब भी ब्रह्मा जी भगवान का स्वागत करने के लिए आते हैं तो उनका जितना परिवार है उन सबको साथ में लेके आते हैं। तो इससे हमें शिक्षा मिलती है कि जब भी हम भगवान के सत्संग में जाएं, कथा में जाएं, दर्शन के लिए जाएं, तो वी शुड ट्राई टू गो विद द फैमिली, विद एवरीबॉडी। जब भागवतम की कथा हुई, सुखदेव गोस्वामी ने कथा करना शुरू किया, तो उस समय ब्रह्मा जी स्वयं वहां पे प्रकट हुए। व्यास देव जी अपने जितने शिष्य थे सभी लोगों के साथ प्रकट हुए। और श्रीमद् भागवतम के अंदर आई थिंक इन द 9th canto, व्हेन before the start of Srimad Bhagavatam, I think one of the purport, Srila Prabhupada is giving very long purport and he is just talking about the sages and rishis, and that before the Srimad Bhagavatam recitation was started, who all came. So Prabhupada is giving very long purport. Why? Just to explain us that Bhagavatam is so important. The so great rishis were even assembled to hear Bhagavatam without having pride and ego. To hear the Bhagavatam from just a 16 years young boy. So that's the point here. And Barasahi Sumana Suanjali Saji Gah Gahi Gagana Tundu Bhi Bhaji Astuti Karahi Nag Muni Deva Bahu Bidhi Lavahi Nij Nij Seva. और सभी देवता लोग अपनी अंजलियों में, अपने हाथों में फूल लेकर आकाश से पुष्प की वर्षा करने लगे। सभी गंधर्व गाने लगे, अप्सराएं नृत्य करने लगी, और जिसके पास जो भी हुनर था, कला थी, उस कला के द्वारा उन्होंने भगवान की सेवा करने का प्रयास किया। सुर समूह विनती करी पहुँचे निज निज धाम, जग निवास प्रभु प्रकटे अखिल लोक विश्राम। देवताओं के समूह विनती करके अपने अपने लोक में जा पहुँचे। सब लोगों को सुख देने वाले सर्वव्यापी भगवान प्रकट हुए। तो सभी देवी देवताओं ने भगवान की स्तुति करी, पुष्प के द्वारा उनका स्वागत किया, और उसके बाद वह सब अपने अपने लोकों में वापस चले गए। और यहाँ पे हमें आचार्य लोग बताते हैं कि सभी देवी देवताओं ने भगवान के प्राकट्य का वेट प्रतीक्षा क्यों नहीं करी, क्योंकि जिस तरह से हम लोग भगवान के प्राकट्य का उत्सव मनाते हैं, जैसे हम लोग भगवान के प्राकट्य को अभी सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं, तो इसी तरह से देवी देवता भी सभी देवलोक में भगवान के प्राकट्य का बड़े उत्साह से उत्सव मनाते हैं। और इसके बाद में तुलसीदास जी भगवान के जब प्राकट्य हुआ तो उसके बारे में उन्होंने कुछ स्तुति करी है, कुछ छंद गाए। तो हमारे समाज में परंपरा है कि भगवान राम के प्राकट्य के समय वो छंद गाए जाते हैं, उससे भगवान की हम स्तुति करते हैं। तो अभी ये 4 छंद हैं, हम इस 4 छंदों का उसको गान करेंगे और उसके बाद में आगे कथा भी करेंगे। We will recite slowly. भय प्रकट कृपाला दीन दयाला कौशल्या हितकारी हर्षित महतारी मुनि मनहारी अद्भुत रूप विचारी लोचन अभिरामा तनु घन श्यामा निज आयुध भुज चारी भूषण बनमाला नयन विशाला शोभा सिंधु खरारी कह दुई कर जोरी स्तुति तोरी कही विधि करऊं अनंत माया गुण ज्ञान अतीत अमान वेद पुराण अनंत करुणा सुख सागर सब गुण आगर जय गावहि श्रुति संत सो मम हित लागी जन अनुरागी भयउ प्रकट श्रीकांत ब्रह्मांड निकाया निर्मित माया रोम रोम प्रतिवेद कहे मम उर सोबासी यह उपहासी सुनत धीर मति थिर न रहे उपजा जब ज्ञान प्रभु मुस्काना कही कथा सुहाई मात बुझाई जही प्रकार सुत प्रेम लही माता पुनि बोली सोमति डोली तजहु तात यह रूपा कीजे शिशु लीला अति प्रिय शीला यह सुख परम अनूपा सुनि वचन सुजाना रोदन ठान होई बालक सुर भूप यह चरित जगावहि हरिपद पावहि ते नर हरहि भवकूपा। इसका अनुवाद कि कृपालु दीन दयालु कौशल्य के हितकारी प्रभु प्रकट हुए। भय प्रकट कृपाला दीन दयाला कौशल्या हितकारी। इसमें तुलसीदास जी बता रहे हैं भगवान राम प्रकट क्यों हुए? क्योंकि कौशल्या के कल्याण के लिए भगवान राम प्रकट हुए। और जब भगवान राम का प्राकट्य हुआ तो उनके प्राकट्य को देखकर कौशल्या माता को बहुत ज़्यादा आनंद हुआ। और इसमें भगवान राम के रूप का वर्णन किया गया है। भगवान राम का रूप कैसा था कि लोचन अभिरामा, कि हमारी आँखों को अभिरामा, बहुत ज़्यादा आनंद देने वाला था। और भगवान राम जब प्रकट हुए तो उनके चारों हाथों में 4 आयुध, चारों जो उनके शस्त्र थे वह थे। उन्होंने आभूषण पहने हुए थे, उनके बहुत सुंदर केश थे और उनके गले में वनमाला धारण करी गई थी। और तुलसीदास जी ऐसा हमें इसलिए बता रहे हैं कि जिससे कोई व्यक्ति यह नहीं समझे कि भगवान राम का जो प्राकट्य था उनका जन्म हमारे जन्म के जैसा था। जब संसार में मनुष्य का जन्म होता है तो मनुष्य का जन्म कैसा होता है? पूरा जब जन्म होता है तो पूरा शरीर खून से और गंदगी से लथपथ होता है और बिल्कुल नग्न होता है। तो ये अंतर है भगवान राम के जन्म में और एक साधारण मनुष्य के जन्म के अंदर है। और जैसे ही भगवान राम का प्राकट्य हुआ तो माता ने दोनों हाथ जोड़े और माता ने बोला कि हे भगवान, मैं आपकी स्तुति कैसे कर सकती हूँ? ये चारों वेद, पुराण, बड़े बड़े देवी देवता भी आपकी स्तुति नहीं कर सकती, तो मैं तो एक साधारण स्त्री हूँ, तो मैं आपकी स्तुति कैसे कर सकती हूँ? और कहती हैं कि मुझे तो सिर्फ एक चीज़ मालूम है कि आप किसी भी कारण से प्रकट हुए हैं और लोगों के लिए, लेकिन आप अभी जो प्रकट हुए हैं यह सब सिर्फ मेरे को आनंद देने के लिए, मेरे कल्याण के लिए प्रकट हुए हैं। और फिर कौशल्या माता बोलती हैं कि आपके एक एक रोम से अनेक अनेक ब्रह्मांड निकलते हैं और आप मेरे गर्भ से प्रकट हुए हैं, लेकिन लोगों को विश्वास नहीं होगा कि आप मेरे गर्भ से प्रकट हुए हैं। लोग मेरा मजाक उड़ाएंगे, लोग बोलेंगे कि जिस व्यक्ति के, जिस भगवान के एक एक रोम से एक एक ब्रह्मांड निकलता है वह एक स्त्री के गर्भ से कैसे प्रकट हो सकता है? तो भगवान ने जब ऐसा सुना तो भगवान थोड़ा मुस्कुराए और भगवान राम ने माता को अपने जो पूर्व जन्म की सारी कथाएं बताई है कि किस तरह से पूर्व जन्म में दशरथ महाराज, कौशल्या माता ने भगवान राम की तपस्या करी थी, दूसरे रूप में किस तरह से भगवान प्रकट हुए, ये सब भगवान राम ने माता को बताया। तो इसके द्वारा तुलसीदास जी में बताना चाहते हैं कि भगवान का जो प्राकट्य होता है और साधारण मनुष्य का जन्म होता है, दोनों में क्या अंतर होता है। जब साधारण मनुष्य का जन्म होता है तो हमें उसके बारे में कुछ नहीं मालूम होता है, हमें दूसरों से जाकर उसके बारे में पूछना पड़ता है। और जब भगवान राम का प्रकट होता है तो भगवान राम प्रकट होते ही वह माता पिता को उनके पूर्व जन्म के बारे में बता रहे हैं। और फिर माता पुनि बोली सोमती डोली तजऊ तात यह रूपा। और जब भगवान राम ने देखा कि अच्छा माँ को तो मेरे रूप के बारे में मालूम है कि मैं भगवान हूँ, तो फिर उन्होंने अपनी माँ के द्वारा जो माँ का जो ज्ञान हुआ था उसके ऊपर पर्दा डाल दिया ना। तो माता उस समय भूल गई कि यह भगवान है, क्योंकि अगर माता नहीं भूलती कि यह भगवान है तो भगवान जिस कारण से प्रकट हुए थे उनका कारण क्या था कि वो माता को आनंद देने चाहते थे, तो माता उस रूप का आनंद नहीं ले पाती। माता पुनि बोली सोमती डोली तजऊ तात यह रूपा। तो माता ने भगवान से प्रार्थना करी है कि हे प्रभु, आप अपना यह वाला रूप त्याग दीजिए और त्याग कर कैसा रूप लीजिए, कीजिए शिशु लीला अति प्रिय शीला यह सुख परम अनुपा। तो कहते हैं भगवान राम कि भगवान आप एक बाल रूप का धारण करिए, एक छोटे से शिशु को आप धारण करिए और जिस तरह से शिशु लीला करता है आप भी उसी तरह से लीला करिए। तो जो भगवान राम ने माता की विनती सुनी तो उन्होंने क्या करा, उन्होंने बाल लीला की शुरुआत करी है। और जब भी एक बच्चे का प्राकट्य होता है, नवजात शिशु का प्राकट्य होता है, तो सबसे पहले बच्चा क्या करता है, तो सबसे पहले बच्चा सुनी वचन सुजाना रोदन ठाना हुई बालक सुर भूपाय। कि भगवान रोदन ठाना, भगवान ने बहुत जोर जोर से रोना शुरू किया है। और जब भगवान ने बहुत जोर जोर से रोना शुरू किया तब पूरे अयोध्या में मालूम पड़ा कि भगवान राम का प्राकट्य हो गया। और यह चरित जे गावहीं हरिपद पावहीं ते न परहीं भव कूपाय। और तुलसीदास जी कहते हैं कि भगवान राम का जो चरित गाता है हरिपद पावहीं ते न परहीं भव कूपाय, कि जो भगवान राम का चरित गाता है वह इसको क्या होता है, हरिपद पावहीं है, कि वह हरिपद को प्राप्त होता है। इसका अर्थ यह है कि वह भगवान राम के धाम में जाता है। ते न परहीं भव कूपा, फिर इस संसार में दोबारा उसका प्राकट्य नहीं होता है। जो वाल्मीकि जी एक राम रक्षा स्तोत्र है, दैट इज अ कंडेंस्ड वर्जन ऑफ द ग्लोरीज ऑफ लॉर्ड रामा, sung by Valmiki. So there also the Valmiki ji says, Bharjanam bhava bijanam, arjanam sukha sambadam, tarjanam yam dutanam, ram rameti garjanam. So there Valmiki ji is not talking about the appearance of Lord Rama. यहाँ पे तुलसीदास जी कहते हैं कि जो भगवान राम के प्राकट्य चरित्र गाता है ना, सिर्फ गाने मात्र से ही वह भगवान के पद को प्राप्त होता है ना। और यहाँ पे वाल्मीकि जी बताते हैं कि भरजनम भव बीजानाम, अर्जनम सुख संपदाम, तर्जनम यम दूतानाम, राम रामेति गर्जनम, राम राम गर्जनम. When we chant loudly Hari Naam, when we do the Sankirtan, what happens है ना कि भव बीजानाम, कि जो संसार का जो बीज है, भव बीज, कि बार बार जन्म लेने वाला जो बीज है, वो क्या भरजनम भव भरजनम, भर्जन का अर्थ होता है उसको भून देना है ना. If you roast the seed, then it has no more potency to give the fruits and flowers. तो ऐसे ही हमारा जो भव रूपी बीज है, भगवान राम के नाम से क्या होता है, उसको it becomes roasted, then no, it has no more power. This material world has no more power to bring us back to the material world. और उसकी बात छोड़िए, भरजनम भव बीजनम, अर्जनम, अर्जनम means we can get, we can obtain all sukh sambadam, all kinds of opulences. Tarjanam yam dutanam. And at the time of death, tarjanam, the yam dutas remain away from us. How? Ram rameti garjanam. If we simply chant loudly, then these are the effects of chanting the Lord Rama's name. And Valmiki ji is glorified as Kujantam Ram Rameti, Madhuram Madhuraksharam, Aravya Kavita Shakha, Vande Valmiki Kokilam. It is said, Kujantam Ram Rameti. कि वाल्मीकि जी क्या है, he is always chanting Kujantam Ram Rameti. He is always singing Ram 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 like cuckoo bird है. आरुह्य कविता शाखा वंदे वाल्मीकि कोकिल. कि जो वाल्मीकि has been compared like a cuckoo है, compared like a cuckoo. And what does the cuckoo does? Cuckoo is always sweetly singing, sitting on a tree. So that's how the Valmiki is doing. But in another place, Valmiki ji has been compared like a lion also. He is roaring like a lion. So how come the Valmiki ji is at the same time he is a cuckoo bird as well as lion himself? So our acharyas explain that Lord Rama's pastimes are very sweet. Lord Krishna's pastimes are very sweet. But all those pastimes have got lot of messages which are very, very roaring like a lion. And those messages are very much hidden. When we go to Allahabad we see there is a Triveni Sangam is there. So at Triveni Sangam, we can see only Ganga and Yamuna. We cannot see Saraswati. Saraswati is always hidden. Saraswati represents the knowledge. Saraswati represents wisdom. So the Lord Rama's pastimes, Lord Krishna's pastimes, those are flowing everywhere. We have the Mahabharata, we have the Ramayana, we have the Bhagavatam. Those are flowing like a Ganges and Yamuna river. But the messages behind those pastimes are like Saraswati, which represents knowledge, which represents wisdom, and those are hidden. And that's why we need the shelter of Guru, we need the shelter of Shastras, we need the shelter of the devotees, so that we can understand those messages. So similarly with in case of Ramayana, as I said, Lord Rama exhibited the character of an ideal son, ideal king, ideal friend, ideal husband, everything ideal. If we go through the pastimes of Lord Rama, it helps us really how to handle the different situations, how to have nice relationship with the different people. Philosophically, people say the human being is nothing, it's but emotions. Human being is nothing but 80% emotions and 20% rest of everything. So what does it mean? That with every human being, the emotions are very important. And when we read Ramayana, when we read Bhagavatam, it tells the different places how to deal with our emotions, how to handle the different type of situations. So similarly, in Ramayana also we see the different situations where Lord Rama and the people around him, they handle the different situations in the different manner. It's all about acceptance and non-acceptance. We all have the positive emotions and negative emotions. And all those positive emotions and negative emotions are driven by the fact that we accept or we don't accept certain things. When we accept something which did not go the way we want, we all experience the things which did not go as we like to happen, right or no? So when we accept those things as it is, then we are called a tolerant people. Then that is called tolerance. But when we don't accept the things which we don't behave, which don't happen the way we want, then that leads to the anger. When we accept uncertainties in our life, then we don't have the fear. Rather, we can call those things as an adventure. When we see many people, they go for the bungee jump, right? Fear means what? Fear means, it's uncertainty. People, they go for the bungee jump. It's very high, right? A lot of uncertainty. They do not know what will happen when they fall on the water. They have to sign the declaration. But for them, it's not a fear, it's an adventure because they have accepted the uncertainty. When we see someone is getting more name and fame than us, then that person's name and fame becomes a source of inspiration for us. But when we can't accept other person's name and fame riches, then it becomes a jealousy for us. And similarly, if we accept someone who has hurt us, who has hurt our feelings, then that is called forgiveness. And if you don't accept the situation, if you don't accept that person, then that leads to a hatred, right? Then we hate that person who has hurt our feelings. So in Ayodhya Kāṇḍ, there is an episode before Lord Rama before King Dashrath decided that he is going to hand over his kingdom to Lord Rama. So once King Dashratha, he was running his kingdom all over everywhere. He was trying to save himself from the monster. And to his surprise, he found himself completely alone in a kingdom which was full of the riches, which was full of, the heavenly-like, the demigod-like, the citizens. He was going door to door to seek the protection. He was trying to save himself from the monster. And to his surprise, the faster he runs, the faster the monster was running to catch him. Finally, he couldn't run anymore. He stopped running and he turned back and the monster caught him. And as soon as the monster caught him, he started flapping his hands and he tried to escape himself to get rid of from the monster. And as soon as he did, his sleep was broken and he was simply having a dream. And as he screamed, all the guards, all the, his, what he called in Hindi, जो भी उनके साथ में the guards, they ran to him, Maharaj, how can I help you? How can I help you? But Dashratha was in trouble and so many people were there around to offer their help. But still, he could not get benefit from the help which was offered by so many people. Why? Because many times there are situations when there are people around us, but still they can't help us. Because people around us can help us externally. And a lot of the times, we don't need external help. Why? Because external things are not bothering us. It's rather mind which is bothering us. And who can help our mind? Who can help to control our mind? Nobody can help us except ourselves and following the instructions of the Guru Sadhu Shastra. And when he woke up, then he started walking and he found that he was surrounded by so many riches in us. Whatever he wanted, everything was around him. And still he was not happy. He looked into the mirror and to his surprise, he found that the whole day, people, they see him as the happiest man in the world. But now he's not happy. Now he's not happy. So, that Valmiki is telling that's the situation of everybody, right? Externally, how are you? Fine, thank you, right? But inside, in the heart, everyone is crying right? Why are we crying? Because we don't accept that our life is like a game. And every game has certain rules and regulations. And we have to accept those rules and regulations of the game. We have no choice. And if we don't accept the rules and regulations of the game, then what happens then? Then that leads to more miseries. Dashrath Maharaj was cursed by the Shravana, right? That you are going to lose your son, you will have to cry like I am crying. And he could not accept it. And he could not accept it. He died in grief. Right? If you see other side, Parikshit Maharaj could accept it. And he could accept the curse. And he did not have to die in the grief. Both are the devotees, but they handled it differently. One accepted the rule of the laws of nature. Right? The rule of the game means what? The laws of the nature. And what you sow, you are going to reap. And one accepted, other did not accept it. We cannot change the rule of the games, and the rules of the games have been set by somebody else. And we are simply the followers of those rules. And either you follow the rules or leave the game. In our case, we can't leave the game. We have to complete our life, right? We can't switch our life to the life of a Bill Gates. Even he is not happy. Nobody is happy, right? We can't switch the game now. No? We can't quit. So what can we do? What can we do? Simply we have to learn what are the rules of the game. What are the instructions of the scriptures? Tasmad Shastram Pramanante Karya Vyavasthitu. What to do, what not to do. How to play the game means, what to do, what not to do. Right? Who will tell us? The scriptures are going to tell us. If we don't follow it, Nayam Sukhasti. Na to is janam mein sukh milega, na humko agle janam mein sukh milega. Many times we don't know why there certain things are happening to us. But we have to understand that we did not set the rules of the games. We have to simply follow the rules of the games and face the consequences. Right? And then if we stay in the game, there is a chance we may win or we may lose also. Right? Even if we don't win, still people will praise us. Right? But we can't keep the game. It's not the time now to keep the game. And then as Dasarat Maharaj was looking into a mirror, he noticed one thing, that there are certain grey hairs around his ears. Right? When people start growing old, right? They start getting the grey hairs. And as soon as he saw the grey hairs, immediately he became happy. He said, now I know what I need to do. He said, now I got the solution of the problem. Now I'm going to face all the problems. There is a story, it's connected to the Mahabharata. People, they say it's a story connected to the Mahabharata. Once Krishna and Balram, they went to the forest, and it was very late in the night, and both wanted to sleep. But the forest was very dense forest, full of the ferocious animals. So both decided that one would sleep, another would guard him. So Krishna said, okay, I am younger to you, first I am going to sleep, you guard me. So Balarama became the security guard. And he started guarding. And as soon as he started guarding Lord Krishna went to sleep. And Balarama saw there was a very huge monster. And Balarama got frightened and monster screamed. As monster screamed, Lord Balarama became smaller. Then monster further screamed. Balarama became even smaller. Further screamed, Balarama became even smaller. And finally, Balarama got fainted by saying Krishna. As soon as Balarama said Krishna woke up from the sleep. Because whenever he chanted Krishna's name, Krishna has to wake up, right? He never sleeps, but still, he got into action. When he got into the action, he found Balarama was asleep. He thought Balarama has fell into sleep. And Krishna started guarding. Then monster again came. And as soon as Krishna saw the monster, Krishna said, what do you want? Monster became small. Krishna became bigger. Krishna said, what do you want? Monster became even smaller. What do you want? Monster became even smaller. Finally Krishna is asking, what do you want? Monster became so small that Krishna picked him up like a small toy and tied him around his dhoti and went to sleep. And morning both woke up and both started walking, returned to their home. And then Balarama was telling Krishna that, in the night, there was a very big monster, it was so and so. And then Krishna took the monster out from his dhoti and said, are you talking about this monster? Then Balarama said, yes, I am talking about the same monster. But how did it become so small? Right? So then Krishna said that I tried to face the monster and I said, what do you want? So similarly, when we are faced with the problems, we have to see what the problems expect from us. If we invite them, okay, what do you want from us? If we run away from the problems will become stronger and stronger. Right? It's a nature Even if you are a very strong person, right? And you see a weak person, and by seeing the weak person, due to any reason, you start running away. What will happen? The weak person will automatically become stronger, right or not? So whenever we are faced with any kind of problem, we should try to face the problem. And if we try to face the problem, then the problem will become smaller. But you should give some time to face the problem. Dasharatha Maharaj, he dreamt, he such a bad dream. But then he gave some time to himself. He stood in front of the mirror. He saw the grey hair, which is a matter of worry for everybody, right? If you see the grey hair, what happens? Immediately start thinking, oh, I've become old, right? How to make it black? That's the natural reaction, right? But he did not have that reaction. He said, okay, now I have got some hope. And then Dasharatha Maharaj immediately, he rode on the elephant and started running towards his palace. And he started running towards his palace. The people were standing both left and right to welcome him. And this, like royal treatment was given to the Dasharatha Maharaj. But Dasharatha Maharaj found that although he is surrounded by so many people, but still in his mind, so many weird thoughts are coming in. Then he changed the direction of the elephant. He said, okay, I won't go to my palace, my courtyard. Rather, he turned the elephant towards the Rangnathji temple. He said, let me go and take the shelter of Lord Rangnath. And you know that Brahmaji used to worship Rangnathji deity, which was given to Ikshvaku. And Ikshvaku handed over to the people in his dynasty. And that Rangnath deity was the worshipable deity of Dasharatha Maharaj. So, with this pastime, we can understand that even such a great king like Dasharatha Maharaj, the king of the whole world, with so many riches, so many people, hundreds and thousands of people were, surrounded by him, right? So much riches. When Bharat Maharaj started going to Chitrakoot, try to bring Lord Rama back. He started with 60,000 chariots. So imagine the riches of the king. Valmiki is telling us, even the protector with so many riches and so many people around him also needs a protector. And Dasharatha Maharaj approached Lord Rangnath and surrendered to him in a helpless mood. And then he got the peace of the mind. He surrendered to the Lord, but doesn't mean the calamities will stop him, right? Calamities did not stop. Surrendering to the Lord does not mean the calamities will stop him, right? Surrendering to the Lord means we will get the strength to face those calamities. We know how the giraffe gives the birth to the baby giraffe, right? When how the baby giraffe is born, the giraffe height is so high, right? How much height is there? And when the baby giraffe takes the birth, the baby giraffe falls from the third, right? Falling from such a height, such a small baby falls from the height. That's a happy birthday, right? And then as soon as the baby giraffe falls, what the mother giraffe will do? Mother giraffe will kick the baby giraffe. And the kick of the baby giraffe is so strong that if the giraffe gives that kick to the lion will die. Such a strong kick. And imagine such a small baby giraffe is kicked by the mother just immediately after birth. It goes so far. But not only that, then after the second kick, mother will kick the baby giraffe again. Then the third kick. Then the fourth kick. Mother giraffe will keep kicking the baby giraffe until the baby giraffe starts running. Why? Because the lion likes meat, particularly the giraffe meat. And the mother giraffe knows that if my baby doesn't learn how to run, immediately the lion will come and kill my baby. Similarly, in our case, when we go through so many calamities, so many situations, we find ourselves helplessness. We may think that why God is not helping us, why one calamity after another calamity. So this is like the kick of the mother giraffe, right? She is preparing the baby giraffe to save himself from a worse situation. Right? So, worst situation is what? Getting killed by lion, yeah? Not the kick of the mother. So, similarly in case of the Lord is always preparing us, by giving us so many kicks to prepare ourselves for a worse and worse situation. Right? And then Dasharatha Maharaj, for the peace of the mind, he enters into the courtyard and he started walking towards throne he was very much excited after having the darshan of Lord Ranganathan, right? He invited everybody, please come, please come, please come. And then he said that I am going to make very important decision, right? And I want to learn from your wisdom. I want to know, what is your opinion about the decision which I am going to make. And here we can see the Dasharatha, he was a great king, right? He was ruling the whole kingdom. He himself was very intelligent. Lord Rama has appeared in his dynasty, right? But still, when it came the time to take the decision, he invited everybody. Because we have to remember the decision what we make, it affects us, and it affects others also. Right? It's like, breathing. When we breathe, it's like a two-way. It's inhaling, exhaling, right? Inhaling is benefit for me. It helps me, right? Breathing out, exhaling. When I exhale, it doesn't benefit me, but it will affect everyone around me. So whenever we have to make any decision, we have to consult the others. We have to take the opinion of others. Otherwise, we may find ourselves in the trouble, and we all have the experience when we made the decisions at our own. And I was hearing that in the Mahabharata it is said that if you are in certain kind of situations, then you should never make decisions in. And Mahabharata tells us that if you are in 7 kind of situation, Mahabharata tells us that if you are faced by 7 kind of situation, in those situations, we should not make the decisions, because if we make those decisions, then we will find ourselves in the trouble. We will have to repent. We will have to regret it. And those 7 situations are that one, if you are in too much fearful condition, if you have too much fear around you, then you should not make the decision. We know the example of Ashwatthama. After killing the 5 Pandavas, he was surrounded, sons of the Pandavas, right? He was surrounded by all the Pandavas, right? He did not know how to save his life. And what did he do? Then in that decision, he decided to use the Brahmastra. And he showed the Brahmastra on such a small baby, Parikshit Maharaj. And then after that, we know what happened. He lost everything, whatever he could think, although he was not killed. But still, his life was worse than the death. The second thing, if we have the too much affinity, if we like someone too much, then again, our decision should not be influenced by the person who we like so much and too much affinity. We know the example of Karna, right? He has so much affinity towards Duryodhana that Duryodhana influenced all his life and all his decisions. Otherwise, Karna and Duryodhana, there is no match. Both have the complete different set of characters. But the only wrong thing with the Karna was that his decisions were influenced by Duryodhana's, which is his benefit or the loss, right? All the time Karna was thinking about Duryodhana. And then once you are in too much grief, then also you should not take the decisions. Because the grief is like, if it's like a blotting paper, and if the drop of the ink falls on the blotting paper, what happens? That just one drop will spread over the whole blotting paper. So similarly, if we are in a situation where our mind is full of grief, then we should not take any decision, because that grief may be due to very small reason, right? But it has taken over our whole mind, and that time we can't make any decision. Gandhari, when she heard that all her 100 sons have been killed, right? Then she took the decision to curse Krishna, and she cursed Krishna dynasty. Your whole dynasty will be destroyed. And if we are too much happy, then also we should not take the decisions. And someone is happy he laughs, right? He celebrates. But if someone keeps laughing and laughing, what happens? Then he starts crying also, right? So same laughing will turn into the tears also. Dasharatha Maharaj was too much happy when Kaikeyi saved his life, and just in the mood of happiness, he offered 2 boons, right? And you know what happened later on. And when you are in too much anxiety, then also you should not take any decisions, because in case of anxiety, you can't take the right decision. It's like, you try to drink the water when you are running in. You can't drink the water when you're trying to finish the race. Your mind is not there. And our decisions, this is the 5th point. What is that? Yeah, 6th point. And our decisions should not be dependent too much on others' opinion. We should try to take the opinions, but we should take the opinions of our real well-wishers who do not have any self-interest in giving us their opinion. Otherwise, everybody would give us an opinion, right? If I'm sitting in the hall and I ask the opinion of somebody, everybody would say something, right? But not everyone is my true well-wisher, like Krishna, like Guru Maharaj, like my wife, like my children, right? So we have to see who is giving us the opinion, because the opinions, like a sticky notes, we have the sticky notes, we stick on the paper, it sticks, and very difficult to take it out. There's Duryodhana, he was too much dependent. Who was driving Duryodhana? A Shakuni Mama. All the time, he was driven by Shakuni Mama's thoughts. And then, finally, when we make the decisions, we should not think about our weaknesses. Due to our weaknesses, due to our helplessness, we should not try to make the decisions, because then those weakness can become our meanness. We become mean when we keep thinking about weakness. Dhritarashtra, he was not mean person. He was not that bad. But because of the association and because of his constant thinking that I am the blind, I am the blind, I am the blind, I am the blind, I am the weak, I can't see. He kept on meditating on these things, the weaknesses, right? Then what happened? That weakness become his meanness also, right? He becomes so much desperate by thinking about his weaknesses that he did all the mean things. Right? So the thing is, Dasharatha Maharaj, he wanted to take the decisions, right? And as soon as he invited everybody that, okay, I want your opinion, then everybody started shouting Jai, 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 Jai. And that took Dasharatha Maharaj again into the flashback when, anyway, we don't want to go into that, where he offered 2 boons to Kaikeyi, right? When Kaikeyi, she saved the life of Dasharatha Maharaj 2 times, right? And Dasharatha Maharaj said, okay, you take 2 boons, and so much happy. So although he was excited and he offered 2 boons, but the point is that here it's a matter of gratitude, right? We should always be grateful to the people who has given us something. Once there was a beggar, every day with a hard difficulty, he would be able to fill his stomach. And then he happened to meet with a businessman, and the businessman said, okay, do you want to stop begging? Yes, I want to stop begging. You give me some money, I'll stop begging. He said, no, I don't want to give you money. I'll give you my name, I'll give you money, you start the business, right? And you have 90% profits, I need only 10%. Every month end, keep 90%, just bring 10% to me. The beggar, he started working very hard, and after 1 month, his pocket was full of the profit. And he remembered, what he promised. But he thought that, why do I need to give 10% to my partner? What did he do? Did not do anything. Right? And the businessman came to him and said, man, where is my share? He said, what did you do? He said, what do you mean by I did not do anything? He said, what did you do? He said, okay, you think I did not do anything? Okay. He withdrew his name, his credit, what he has given, and as soon as he withdrew his name from the market, the person again became the beggar, right? So, the person could not see the hand of the businessman behind his success. So, similarly, when Krishna asks us to offer him something, Patana Pushma Phalam to him, so many things are there, we all know, right? It's not that he is after our riches, he is after our money. It's a matter of he is teaching us how to reciprocate. How to reciprocate. This is all Patram Pushpam Phalam to nothing but it's a means to express our gratitude to the Lord. Right? Even in this pastime Ramayana we see that Lord Rama has taken the vesh of a Muni, right? Did not have anything. But when Kevata helped him to cross the river, still he wanted to give him something. He did not have anything. Then Sita Mata took out her ring and said, okay, now you please take it in. So although Rama did not have anything, still that point of time, he was thinking about how to give, how to reciprocate to someone who has helped me. So similarly in our life, we see that so many people are helping us. So we have to be grateful to those people who have been helping us all the way around. Otherwise, we will not continue to experience those success, those riches, and etc. and so on. And then the king said to the assembly that, okay, now I have become very old. Everyone has too much expectations from me. I cannot meet everyone's expectations. And it's a time to change. And if I don't change, then the change will happen itself, like a weather. Like you can't stop the change of the weather. So similar, there are changes in our life which are bound to happen. We can't stop them. But before those changes take over us, better we accept ourselves, those changes, and move on to the next phase of the life. So then Darshan Maharaj said that now my hair have become grey. Now it's the time to hand over this kingdom to Lord Rama. And as soon as the assembly heard the decision of Dasharath Maharaj, everybody shouted, they said, Ichha Mahabhavo Raghuviram. Ichha, this was our desire. This was our desire that Mahabhavo Raghuviram, Mahabhavo, the Lord, has got such a mighty arms, Raghuviram. That this was our desire, that Lord Rama should become the king. And the whole assembly started glorifying the Lord. There's so many verses are there in the Ramcharitmanas and Ramayana. But the essence of all those points, that assembly mentioned three things about Lord Rama, that why he should be the king. They said, first of all, he has a talent to be the king. And not only the talent, he knows how to use the talent. Talent is like a sword everyone has a talent. Right? Everyone is talented in this room. But the point is that, do we know how to use our talent? Talent is like a sword in our hand. If you know how to use a sword, then you can save yourself. You can kill your enemies. Right? So similarly with our talent, we can face our enemies. We can face the miserable situation. We can face the so many disasters. Right? We can cut all those things with the sword, which is like a talent in our hand. But if we don't know how to use the talent, then it's a useless. So Rama not only has that talent, but he knew how to use the talent. And the second thing, the attitude towards the people. Lord Rama, if you see the attitude of the Lord Rama towards the people, it's amazing. We don't have the time to go to the detail. But you just think of the Lord Rama's dealing with the people around him. So you can't imagine the king of the whole earth would deal with the people and in such a mood. Right? So the talent, we should have the talent. We should know how to use the talent. And while we are using the talent, we have to deal with the people, right? And we should know how to deal with the people. If you don't know how to deal with the people, and then it's, one person was telling it's like a sweet rice, without sugar. You call it a sweet rice, but there is no sugar in it, right? So you have the talent, but how to use? Because you don't know how to deal with the people. And then third, then our character is also very important. The whole assembly said that we don't know anybody who has the character like Lord Rama. So we may have the talent, we know how to use it. We may have very good attitude towards the people, but if you don't have the good character, right, then what will happen? We will lose everything, right? We may have the riches, we may have the talent, we may have very good intelligence, right? But we don't have the good character, then nothing is going to help us. And the assembly said that Lord Rama is such a great personality that he is always there, share our joy and sorrows. When we are happy, he is more happy than us. And when we have sorrows, he will shed more tears than us. But surprisingly, you see, the Ayodhya-vasis did not tell Dasharatha Maharaj that we like Lord Rama because he solves our problems. Right? They said the Lord Rama has such a high character that whenever we are in trouble, he is with us. So that's what we should recognize, that whenever we are in trouble, the Lord is with us. Right? The Lord is with us. Ayodhya-vasis, they had this much, confidence in the Lord. But since we don't have the confidence, so that's why, we face all these different things, different moods, different emotions. So to control all these things, we must have the firm faith. What is said? What is the definition of firm faith? It is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. What is it? Avashya Rakshibe. What is it, Mata? You remember? What is the definition of firm faith? I forgot. But the firm faith, of definition of faith, having the firm conviction that the Lord will definitely protect me, whosoever I am, whether I am good or bad, right? The Lord is going to protect me. And fear that the faith, then we would always see the presence of the Lord while we pass through all these difficult situations. Kunti Devi, she could see the presence of the Lord as the calamities happened one after other, right? And that's why she said, okay, I want these calamities more and more. Dasharatha Maharaj had the darshan of the Lord Rangnath, right? He got the peace of the mind. But still, the calamities won't stop, right? One after other, so many calamities keep occurring. Right? But in case of Lord Rama, he was not, he remained neutral. Nothing could affect him at all. When he got to know that he was going to be enthroned, no emotions. Right? You don't find in the Ramayana, Ramcharitmanas, that Lord Rama got excited. Right? When he got to know that he has to go to the forest for 14 years, again no tears, right? Rather happily he approached Kaushalya Mata and said that I am happy, right? I am happy that my father has he's made me the king of even a bigger kingdom. In any place, what happens? The kingdom is small, right? The forest is very big. Generally, the deserted area is very big. Forest is big. The kingdom is small. That's how the Lord Rama took the news when he got to know that he is not going to be enthroned. He remained firm in his vows, that I have to stay as a Muni means I have to stay as a Muni. Otherwise, Nishad Raja wanted to offer him a nice place to stay. He said, no, I have taken a vow to stay as a Muni, so I will stay as a Muni. So, we can talk more about it, but we are already late, Prabhuji Mataji. So, thank you very much, and we pray to Lord Rama that we can try to follow in his footsteps, and we get the courage and strength to deal with the different situation in the life. Okay, Prabhuji Mataji, Hare Krishna. Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samasta Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Hare Krishna.